from Mark Levine's show.
He came from Mark Levine's show.
Yeah, I came from Mark Levine's show.
What do you mean he came from Mark Levine's show?
He stole me. I was the Mr. Producer on that show.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he never said the producer's name. It was always Mr. Producer.
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Just kidding.
So, are you going to produce this show? We'll see.
Go ahead.
Why does it do that?
Too close to the mic.
It's not that. It's something happens on the weekend around here. It's all different.
It's all different?
She screws with this thing.
Maybe you can put the volume.
You got the mic right there.
Yeah, I know. But this is not supposed to be like this. Just go ahead. Just go ahead. Yeah, just go ahead. The hell with it.
Mr. Producer, how are all these microphones?
Yep, they're all live.
So what happened?
Go ahead. Just go. The hell with it.
Okay, well, let's go. Happy New Year, everybody. This is Face the Tribune with Rolando Larraz. And my co-host is, as always, Clark Feeley. And my ex-co-host, Mr. Ed Julin. And my guest of honor today is the one and only Steve Samson from Vegas in Politics International.
Veterans in politics. Thank you for having me.
That's what I said.
I told you said Vegas in politics.
Vegas?
You said Vegas.
Veterans in politics. I'm sorry. Then Cubans.
Watch him. He does that all the time.
I was going to second guess myself.
And he swears he said it.
Yeah. So, Steve, welcome to Face the Tribune.
Thank you for having me.
This is the first time, right?
Oh, yeah, that's the first. Well, no, I was on a while back. I think you were over on Flamingo or something. I don't remember where you were, but
Oh, yes.
yeah,
yes.
with Jason Brooks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
who's
was-
Jason Brooks?
You had him.
Okay. Now,
It's been a few years, though. It's been
yeah,
a few years,
it's been. And also, I remember you used to host this show before.
Oh yeah, that's when it was over on Jones. No, it wasn't. Was it?
Sahara and Jones.
And before that, it was even before that. It was over on I believe it was Washington and Rainbow.
No.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
go there.
Yeah, well, with Robert Walker.
Yeah, it's Jones and
Oh, okay.
Jones and Sahara.
Yeah.
And
You know more history than
because I don't like to do this show.
No, he didn't like
I
it.
had somebody else before, but she was kind of. I don't want to say nothing in front of Ed because that's his friend. And then I got Steve doing the show. And then Michelle Fiore did the show.
Really, you got Michelle Fiore to do it?
3 hours,
Wow.
6 to 9, and never miss a bit. Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Oh. Huh.
yeah.
Wow.
And why? Why you surprised?
I'm just surprised. That's all.
Why?
I didn't think you could. She was doing it for 3 hours
Yeah.
every day.
No, 3 days a week.
Wow, that's commitment for you.
No kidding. It sure is.
I thought she was doing her own thing.
Well, now she is.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about 2000, I don't know, 10, 12.
Wow. Okay.
When she ran for Congress the first time,
Oh, that
she was running against
Ken.
Toby Berkeley.
And she was actually running against Ken Wagner in the primary.
Yes, right.
Yeah. And
Right.
Wagner beat her though.
Yeah. He beat all the people.
He's always in the primary. I mean, coming out the primary to the general, but
He win the primary 4 times and never have any help from the Republican Party.
no, they turned their backs on him. Shame.
Why? Well, the Republican Party is well known for that.
Yeah, well, they don't like people that stand up against them. That's what it is.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I don't know how this Donald Trump guy is doing all he's doing, and he is he's a liar, man. He's a liar. He said he's gonna close the borders and all like that. That's what everybody else want. So why people bitch at him? Why? Because he's an independent. He don't owe a favor to anybody. That's why.
But you said he's a liar.
Yeah, I'm confused
Hey,
too.
Yeah.
let me tell you so, because the people
You always twist it around.
the people that are against him call him a liar, But let me tell you,
Well, you just called him a liar.
Yeah, you
so
did.
are you one of the people against
no.
him? Okay.
This
2 minutes
is
later.
look at the signs out there. This is a Trump territory.
Oh, this is Trump territory.
This is-
This is
Well,
Trump
sure it wasn't
territory.
noted by
He
that
need to
comment.
close the border. He need to take all the illegals out of here. He need to take control, and we need to get the control.
Well, you know what Ted Cruz says? Ted Cruz says that he's going to do the same thing, but he's going to let Donald Trump pay for the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, I tell
was
you
the
that
last
would
debate,
be.
wasn't it?
I tell you that would be a very good ticket, Trump and Cruz, and like
Which
he
one
was.
president, which one vice president?
No, you know,
Well,
Trump is not going to go for no VP position, I'll
No.
tell you that.
Yeah, right.
His ego is too big.
Way too big for that.
Yeah, he's almost as egotistic as Steve Wynn is.
You mean,
I think he bypassed
Rolando
Wynn.
Larraz.
No, I'm egotistic.
No, he's talking about Steve Wynn.
Okay.
I don't
Well-
think I don't think I'm egotistic.
Hey, what do you think about speaking of
Now he's
wait, speaking of casino moguls, what do you think about Sheldon Adelson buying the Review Journal?
Well, you haven't read the Tribune lately, right? You was off.
Just-
I've been-
That was
I've been-
one
off
thing,
the
no.
air. I
I've been
think it
reading
was
it.
great.
Some
I
of us
think
not
it was
reading.
great.
You think it was great?
I think it's great. I think
So do I.
because the people in Las Vegas are used to be
Okay.
brainwashed by the Review Journal, and they don't do nothing. First of all, I wrote about that already, so it's not a secret the way I feel.
Yeah, everyone knows that. Let's hear Steve's opinion.
He asked me my opinion.
No, I did ask him.
Oh.
Is that okay with you, Mr. Producer? Jesus Christ! I believe they got an office in the courthouse. Okay,
They-
both papers. The
Oh,
Sun,
yeah.
the paper and the insert. They both.
The paper and the insert.
Yeah, they got an office over there.
And the
It's-
Tribune doesn't have an office?
no, I don't want an office over there.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh, you don't want
You
First
should
of
you should
all-
get an office over there.
I don't want it. First of all, I don't think I need to tell anybody my financial statement. They ask you for your criminal record. I got a criminal record, so why would I go and do anything like that? I don't believe that the newspaper should be in cahoots with the court, because we've been writing about
With the court or the county? With
the
government?
court, the court.
Oh, they have an office at the court.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at the Regional Justice Center.
Oh, okay.
They got an office in the
Okay.
county,
Yeah,
and they
in the
got an
county.
office in the city.
Yeah, okay.
And they got an, I don't know if they got an office in North Las Vegas. You have to ask us.
Yeah, they got one there too.
They got one in there.
Yeah, but
What,
they're
the
they're
two
they're
papers or-
they're in no the RJ, but they're in cahoots with the city government. So sometimes when you're so close, you just become friends with them, and you don't want to
Right,
write something
that's my
bad.
point.
I hear what he's saying.
That's my point. I don't think that you need to do anything like that, because look at that guy in Josh Miley's courtroom, Donovan Joseph. Okay.
I don't know what you're
a
talking about.
black man. He was accused of assaulting a female at his hotel room at the Tropicana Hotel. The DNA proved that he was not even close to her, okay? And they give him I don't know how many years, because she refused to allow to put the DNA on the record.
Wow.
Okay. Wow, we're really off. We're really in the weeds here. We were discussing about the purchase of the Review Journal.
Well, that's part of that. Why don't
got-
they?
you got-
Review Journal is-
you got to keep
supports
up.
that?
You
Yeah,
gotta.
I guess so. I'm a
you're-
little bit slow.
Yeah, you gotta keep up
Okay.
it.
Did I make sense when I was talking?
He,
No, I don't
well, he was just giving you
Why did the
a
newspaper didn't
hypothetical
report that?
about the DNA evidence.
No, it's not hypothetical. It's the truth.
Oh, the truth.
Okay.
It's the truth.
A scenario, yeah.
Why didn't the newspaper report that?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. But, okay, so your point is that the Review Journal hasn't been a friend of the community.
I don't think so.
They've been a
That's-
friend of the establishment and the
Yeah,
judges and all that.
definitely.
Okay, and so Sheldon Adelson, you approve of that purchase? Do you think it might?
Yeah,
turn out
I give
to be
him
different?
I give him the okay to do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you think, you have hope that things will be different? Is that your?
For
point
the
here?
people, yes. For the
Okay.
people, yes.
That maybe they'll cover these things.
Am I wrong, Steve?
Instead of covering them up.
No, I think you have a valid point. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're in cahoots, is what basically is what he's saying.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so what do you think of the purchase? And do you think?
You know what? I say let's give it a try, see what happens. I know whoever owned it before, like for instance the Glenn Cook guy. You know, we send a letter to the editor about retracting the BS that they wrote about veterans and politics, and the attorney for the Review Journal wrote back and said, you know, I could see you in there. The attorney for the Review Journal wrote back.
Who?
You. The attorney for the Review Journal wrote back and said that they could go ahead and do untruthfulness because they're covered under the Constitution. I got the letter.
Which is true.
You know,
don't have-
anybody-
Things don't have.
But shouldn't a reporter,
They should be
journalist
concerned about that.
be true and not biased?
Yeah, they should,
Speak the truth?
yeah, instead of defending.
Anybody that do a better job than they do, they attack. That's what it is.
That's true.
And Steve has been doing.
They're
Why
jealous.
do you think I invite him? Because I think he's doing, you know,
I appreciate the invite, by the way.
he's not one of my favorite people.
Not
but
one
I'm-
of the favorites.
What?
I didn't even get a Christmas card. Did you get one?
Yeah. He
Oh, okay. All right. Did
No.
you get
Yeah,
one?
mine, I didn't get one.
No, none of us
Oh,
got one.
so so that
He doesn't even have to mail it.
that make you
Could have
not-
saved postage. Just
I
hand
know,
it to you.
you know.
Get
But
nothing.
no, I think he's doing a good job, and I think if everybody and the
He's
young
doing a good job.
Steve
Steve.
Samson,
Yeah.
the president,
Okay.
the
Don't
president
worry,
of the
Veterans.
Veterans in Politics International.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
I think he's doing a good job exposing corruption, and if we all do our own thing and
Come together type.
come together and independently come together, we can expose more people, you know. And I don't have any problem, and I don't think he got any problem because he never complained about when I reproduce some of his
No,
articles,
no problem.
you know.
Okay.
I think we need to expose more, you know.
You got to expose the corruption, or it just gets out of control.
Yeah.
Where's the
And
control?
I believe, like right now, every justice court judge is up for re-election. I think
What?
No, 5 of them are.
eh?
Five justice, Las Vegas
That's
justices
all?
up. Yeah.
5?
Yeah, Karen Bennett Hearn, Joe Bonaventure, Beta Kimsey. Well, she's up because she
Who is
never.
Beta Kimsey?
She took Kephart. She was appointed to take Kephart's place, but she's not up for re-election. She's up for election.
Yeah.
Susan Bockham,
Susan who?
Bockham, and Conrad Hafen. Oh, and Janice Marshall. There's 6 of them. They're all up for
I don't even.
election and re-election. All Las Vegas justice peace. Yeah.
And Zimmerman is not going to run anymore. So
Well, I was told Zimmerman and Lippis are going to retire
yeah,
And
at
so
the
they'll
at
be
the end of the year.
appointed.
The
judges will be
selection selection committee would appoint.
yeah, but it will not be now because that would be too easy for the taxpayers. They have to wait until the end, and then they're going to pick somebody, and then they're going to go to re-election. They have to make everything more difficult.
Even District Court Judge Susan Scan is going to retire, I think, because of medical reasons this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah,
It's
I got
all-
the skinny.
So,
And
When they
and
do
I
that-
think they got two people in there then had to run for election because they was appointed.
Yeah, Eric Johnson and Joe Hardy Jr.
oh, Joe Hardy has to run for election.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was appointed.
Yeah.
And then all three appellate court positions, Silver, Tao, and
Oh,
Gibbons.
really?
Yeah, and then
Oh.
two Supreme Court positions. I
Yeah,
forget.
because they were appointed.
And so
Yeah.
people can run against them?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's exciting.
Why, you want to run?
You got 10 years as a practicing attorney,
Yeah, right.
or 5 years as a practicing attorney for a
but
JP.
that's, so he brings some interesting information to the table here.
Huh?
Yeah. Okay. So let's look at that election. What can be done to prevent a certain individual from controlling the election?
I'll get rid of Dave Thomas.
Yeah, simple as
How
There
do
you
you
go.
get rid of it?
But I've been
Expose
saying
them.
that for
Ex-
10 years.
You
I've been
gotta
saying
gotta
that.
expose him for the crook he is.
That's all.
Okay, and is that working?
Yeah, I think it's working, and I think that if a lot of people get
No.
on that bandwagon and make more people know about it, it probably work really well.
And
I think a good way
okay.
to do it would be by getting people to run for those positions that he is controlling right now, and maybe people will think twice before
Well,
they.
that's what Steve has been doing.
Yeah.
Is exposing those positions and those judges that are connected to him.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he printed the memo. Have you seen that memo that Dave Thomas wrote about the Review Journal?
The email.
To his supporters. And all
Yeah,
that?
yeah, he's in
No, what
cahoots
was
with.
it?
Oh, the email. He wrote an
It's
email.
the most unbelievable thing
Yeah.
you can imagine.
Yeah. People were talking about that. This has been going on, but this is the first time anybody has ever gotten it in writing.
And he provided the writing.
That's why I'm saying Steve has a pretty good source somewhere in there, especially in North Las Vegas, and
Yeah.
luckily he will let me share that information.
How do you know he'll let you?
I've been doing it.
Oh,
Oh yeah, he's been doing.
I've been doing
Oh,
it. No,
and you haven't seen the email? The email is
no,
unbelievable.
no, I didn't.
So, Steve, why don't you explain what is contained in that email?
Oh, the email talks about. Well, first there was several canon laws and NRS codes violated because the email talks about coercion of judges and attorneys fall in the same canon laws as well. The email,
Did it say what?
the attorneys,
Canon laws?
canon laws, right?
Canon?
Canon, CANNONS, canon laws, which judicial candidates,
Canon of
attorney,
law.
yes, it's an ethical
Canon
law.
of law.
It's an ethical law that if you're an attorney or you took the bar and you pass, and you have a law license, you have to follow these ethical laws, which they call them canon laws. So, anyways, the email talks about that the police unions. All of them almost is going to blackball the veterans in politics and isolate them from the political spectrum, and also the Review Journal as well. And if a
The Review Journal is going to aid in that process.
Right, with
They're
their-
not
with
gonna
the-
blackball the Review Journal.
no, they're gonna blackball the veterans in politics as
Yeah,
well.
right.
With Glenn Cook, with the help of Glenn Cook, and if you if any judges or candidates go to the Veterans in Politics endorsement interviews, then they will be blackballed and isolated from reaching any endorsements from the Review Journal or any of the police unions.
Did you understand that?
Yeah, I knew
It's
about that.
Oh, you know about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, because they do.
And it's
Which-
written by
which-
Dave Thomas.
Which is illegal. It's illegal, by the way, to say
Okay,
that.
so how do we get it prosecuted? How do we bring it to a criminal?
Well,
to a criminal level?
I could tell you we have done several stuff already. One I can't talk about because I was advised not to, but we reported him to the state bar because he does have a
How about off the record? Wait a minute, let me put the microphone.
he does have a
This is off the record.
he does have an inactive law license here in the state of Nevada. So I
He does?
yeah,
Oh.
but it's inactive. But I reported him to the state bar. I reported him to the Attorney General's office. And
Really?
oh yeah,
Great.
oh yeah, and I report him some other places too, but I can't mention on air.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's gonna get his.
Fabulous. And so, do you think is that enough to keep him from?
Well, we'll see.
Forming this cabal to.
We'll see. They formed this Nevada Veterans in Politics group, and it dissolved in 2 months after my lawyers sent out a letter, cease and desist, or else we're going to sue you for trademark infringement.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Great.
Yeah, and the RJ is very well. It's very good on that. They sue everybody. Then I know a guy. Then opened a magazine. This is years back, and it was called The Review or something like that. And they make him change the name, and he put the stars.
Wow.
Las Vegas Star.
Yeah. Okay.
But yet they wrote up a good piece on that Nevada Veterans in Politics, saying that it was the best thing since Chinese tea. But see how they're just as hypocritical.
Yeah.
The pot calling the kettle black.
Yeah, you know.
What's your explanation? Why is Glenn Cook picked this particular cause to defend?
Because
Or
Glenn,
to attack you?
well, it goes back a few years. Is when we were going to have Lisa Willerson on our panel.
Lisa.
Willerson, she was
She's the one that died.
the attorney that passed away that was going out with Judge Jones.
Okay.
And at that time, I was very close to Judge Jones, and I didn't get all the facts, so I was still on his side somewhat. And Cook didn't like that I was taking Jones's side, and that I would put Lisa Willerson on my panel to I think it was during the city council race. I forget what race it was we were going to do. That she was going to sit on the panel. He found out about it. I don't know how he did. And ever since then, we didn't hit it off. And then it was Matthew Harder was the family court judge in 14, and he wanted me to change my endorsement to a Saturday instead of a Sunday to accommodate what he says his religion, because he's LDS.
Yeah.
And then I found out that he was at a Chinese New Year's parade on a Sunday with his entire family for 5 hours politicking. So I call him a hypocrite, and I did it in writing. And he sent my emails to Glenn Cook.
Okay.
And then Glenn Cook tried to get everybody from coming to the Veterans in Politics endorsement interview, because Glenn Cook is taking it up the butt with Judge Harder. So that kind of added to it. So this was nothing. So Glenn Cook called my organization a hack, and
He printed that editorial,
And
I wrote a letter in response to it. I gave you I showed you the newspaper.
Right. I appreciate that. And I saw him at a Republican event. The men's Republican.
Him.
Yeah, he was
Me,
keynote speaker.
Glenn.
Yeah. Cook
Okay.
was there, and I approached him. I said, "Hey, why you call my organization the hack?" And he didn't.
You mean this is recent, or
This is a couple years ago.
2014.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we had an exchange of words, and then Assistant Sheriff Joe Lombardo had to escort Cook to his car because he didn't want to be in the parking lot alone with me. So he wanted to make sure that he's this internet show, right? He's a pussy. So that's what he is, and he didn't want to meet me face to
Were you
face.
planning to beat him up in the
I was thinking about it.
He's a pussy for not fighting with you.
Something.
That's ridiculous.
No, this is how I look at it. If you're gonna hide behind a keyboard and talk shit about people, when they get in your face,
Yeah, but
you need to
don't
back
attack
that.
them
You need
physically.
to
You
back.
attack them on paper.
You need to back it up. That's my philosophy.
That's all.
Okay.
Back it up.
But you're saying you wanted to beat him up.
I want to have a real harsh discussion with him because I wasn't satisfied with the discussion we were having at that.
Harsh meaning.
Means I wanted to use a lot more language than I used. Yes.
Or
Yeah.
maybe grab it by
Okay.
the neck or
But-
something,
Yeah.
But
Maybe call him a fucking
is there a
asshole,
chance
something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But is there a chance you would become physical and?
It depends if he approached me and I felt threatened, then I might want to defend myself. Yes.
It's no need to get physical just because you grab it by the neck and put it up and down.
Yeah, I don't need to get physical for that.
Well, that's right. There's no need to get to that extent. I think,
But
I think even though you weren't even able to talk to him the way you wanted to talk to him,
Right.
look, this affair and that memo make him look very bad.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
And I like Glenn.
And he tried to
I agree with
backpedal.
almost all the things he does.
He tried to backpedal with the article.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he
Okay,
wrote
tell
one.
us about that.
Well, he wrote one saying that Thomas had no right to basically use his name and say that he were in
Well,
cahoots.
that's okay.
Yeah. So he was trying to backpedal. He's trying
Well-
to damage control is what I call it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he was trying to do damage control.
Yeah, he was totally pissed off at. I
At
read
David
that
Thomas.
editorial.
Mm-hmm.
He was totally pissed off at Dave Thomas for writing that down.
Yeah. But he still wanted to slap me around a little bit in his editorial too.
So,
What was
is
that?
there any chance of some rapprochement?
Oh hell no.
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 There's no.
You know-
Who knows both of them?
He used to be married to District Court Judge Linda Bell. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, after I did my little homework on him, he used to be married to her.
Okay.
Glenn Cook
Yeah,
or David Thomas?
Glenn Cook. Glenn Cook used to be married to Bell,
Really?
and she divorced his ass. You got to ask yourself why.
Have you
Cook-
talked to her?
Oh no, I didn't. I haven't
No?
talked to her about it.
Oh.
Ever since she I know that she hasn't.
Yeah, but
Talk to
Glenn
me.
Cook is basically
A piece of shit.
No.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
90% a very good guy.
No.
I don't
90%
understand
piece of shit.
Why? Why do you say that?
Because that's what he is.
Read the editorial today. Read all the editorial.
What is he doing the editorial for the Review Journal?
Isn't he?
I don't think so.
What?
I don't think so. He do an editorial on Sunday, but that's it. He don't write every day editorial
Why do you think that?
because he's not the well. I
Okay,
don't.
when he attacked you, did he write under his name or did he write under the Review Journal's name?
His name.
Under his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
Huh.
Yeah.
he should not. He should
Well,
not be making.
I like Glenn Cook.
Well, don't like him anymore. Unlike his ass, like Facebook.
Okay. Who would you like to have in there? Brian Greenspan?
Yeah, I don't know. I think Rolando Larraz should take the place over there. What you think?
No, I cannot.
He writes some good stuff.
I cannot
And,
work
and
for
he's
it.
not afraid to admit that he makes mistakes.
Yeah. See,
it's-
Cook doesn't admit to making mistakes. So he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, almost no one does.
That's-
Oh, no. There's a
No,
lot of people that
Really
do.
good characteristic of
There's a lot of people that admit to making mistakes.
that admit making
I made a
mistakes.
mis- I-
Like who?
I admit to making mistakes.
Okay, but I mean, in this political, high level, Las Vegas Sun, Las Vegas Review Journal.
Oh, I've seen a lot of people admit to making
county
mistakes.
Commissioner, who's admitted making a mistake?
I've seen some folks admit to making mistakes.
Can you tell
Like
us?
who?
Yeah, I give you one. You brought up Michelle Fury earlier, and she was supposed to come into our endorsement interview one time, and she said she was at the Clive and Bundy Ranch, which found out she wasn't. So I put her on blast on Facebook. I said you weren't at the ranch, and she goes, "I'll be right over there." And she came right over to her endorsement interview over on Rhythm Kitchen. Her part was done, by the way, and she apologized to everybody. I got it on video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can believe Michelle.
Yeah, she apologized.
She's one of the truth tellers.
So there you go.
Okay.
Really?
You don't think so? I think she was the.
I'm asking.
She said she was going to oppose taxes, and she opposed taxes.
Yeah.
90% of the people there said they were going to oppose taxes, and they didn't do it.
Yeah, like Scott Hammond, for example, a senator, said, I don't need to sign a tax pledge. Got him on video. I don't need to sign a tax pledge. Read my lips. I'm not going to raise taxes on Nevadans. And what'd he do? raise taxes.
Yeah.
Paul Anderson did the same thing. Got him on video saying he wasn't gonna. He was opposed taxes.
Well,
Look, got him on video.
Let's don't go beating up on the little guys. The Rhino governor did the same thing.
Yeah.
Your governor.
I agree.
Yeah, but
Your
I don't. I've never heard Sandoval saying he wasn't going to raise taxes. I already knew where he was going from the very beginning. When he,
You always
yeah,
said he
when he
was
went.
in
I mean,
favor of taxes.
who gives up a federal seat to run for governor unless they're an opportunist? Which that's what I call him when he ran against Jim Gibbons. I call him an opportunist. I said, who leads a
that's what
federal
he
bench?
is. That's what he
And
is.
so when you say opportunist,
He was out for
their
himself.
own,
Yeah, exactly.
themselves.
Their own self. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Okay.
No,
so,
I don't think so. I think you're wrong.
That he's not in for himself.
No,
Who's in for?
he isn't there for Harry Reid. You know.
Yeah, that's a win-win. You know, speaking of Reid, that's a win-win because
Yeah.
Reid appointed Sandoval to the federal bench, and
he
his
asked
son
him to step down.
and his son ran for county commission. That was a win-win. Because if the Democrats would have won, Roy Reid would have been there. If the Republican would have won, Sandoval would have been there. And I don't think Reid cared about which one he wanted to go with. Same thing what he did with Dario.
Roy Reid was on the commission. He ran for governor. Against
Yeah, he
Sandoval,
ran for
no?
governor.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
ran.
You said he ran for.
He ran for governor.
Okay, and so you're saying Reid didn't care.
Reid
Didn't care who-
was supporting Sandoval.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was openly supporting or
And so you think that whole election was a sham?
Oh hell yeah, that was a sham. Where you been?
no.
You been in like Thailand or some shit?
No. He's born and raised in Nevada, so he knows that's normal.
I wasn't born in Nevada.
Oh well, check this out. The same thing. Look what he did with Dario Herrera for county commissioner.
Yeah,
Who's
that-
he?
Dario Herrera used to be a county
Harry
commissioner.
Reid.
Oh, Harry.
Harry Reid, yeah.
How'd he do?
He convinced Dario Herrera to vacate his county commission seat to run against John Porter for Congress.
Yeah.
And guess who took Dario Herrera's place as county commissioner? This is a good one. Guess who took it? His son, Roy Reid.
That's how Roy got.
Yeah, that's how Roy Reid got in the commission.
I wrote about that 100 times.
You know what? Put the weed down. I'm telling you.
But Dario Herrera said, "Oh, it's not that way. It's not that way."
Well, here's a better one for you. Remember when Henderson was looking for a new city attorney?
We know about
Oh, you know about that one?
Yeah.
He told Annie Hafen to lower the standards so his son could be the new city attorney for Henderson, Josh Reed.
and
This
that's
is
what
all
he's
nepotism all over the place.
and that's what he's doing now with Ruben Kewin and
Lucy Flores?
no, that lady that used to be the attorney general, Masto.
Oh, Catherine Mastos. Yeah.
Catherine Masto, you know,
Yeah.
I used to I told her when she was here, then I will support her if she run for governor because I will run anybody against Sandoval. Sandoval,
Including you.
this is the first time in his life that he ever finished a term. He's in
Yeah,
his
right.
second term now.
Oh, he's up for election.
No, he
No,
already.
he was elected. Yeah.
Yeah, he's on his
Yeah.
second term
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
and now he got Masto in the Senate, and he got Ruben Kewin in the Congress,
District 4, yeah.
and you know he's gonna. I wrote about that 5-6 weeks ago. You know he's preparing all the bases.
Huh.
You know,
Okay.
I don't think he's gonna be out of politics because he retired. You know,
Well, he's holding a party or some type of deal
Yeah.
for the presidential candidates.
today
Oh,
or
yeah,
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Oh no, Wednesday.
You gonna be there? Or you got invited?
Can you go? Can
You
people go?
did you get invited?
No.
Oh, well, I guess you're not gonna be there then.
You have to be invited, or
I
You're
think
gonna
so.
be there, are you?
No.
No?
I think
You're not gonna be
invited.
there? I thought you was tied with Harry.
Oh hell no. I'm not. I ran a commercial against Harry Reid when he said the war was lost. I did it on KDON for about like 2 months.
The war was lost.
And that's a whole different topic subject.
It's a different.
Well, we're in the weeds. That's Let's follow that trail.
You don't remember when
Okay.
you don't remember when he said that the war was lost?
Well, it's true.
Yeah, but you don't tell that to the American.
Wars.
You don't tell you
Should be
you don't
going
tell that to the American public while parents are sending their kids off to war. You don't. How is that comforting for them?
Okay, well, then bring them home then. The parents should get. Bring my kid home then.
Yeah, well, you're speaking of that. So how do you feel about Bernie Sanders being a conscientious objector?
Great. There should be more conscientious
Do- do-
objectors.
well, hold-
There-
Don't ask that question to him.
Do you
Socialist.
so do you all right here's a question for you so he's a conscientious objector, and he told me at the last time he was here the reason being he didn't believe in the war in Vietnam. That's fine. So now he's president of the United States, hypothetically, right? He's
Yeah.
president, and we have to go to war. How is it
have
going
to go to work? You don't have to.
how is it
there's
going
no need for
to?
any
All right,
war.
let's say Russia blew up New York City.
They're not gonna
Let's
do
just say hypothetical. Russia
Okay.
blew the fuck up out of New York City. Okay.
Then-
Now, Bernie Sanders is the
I say
president.
good.
Bernie Sanders is the president of the United States. Now, what happened if some Americans don't believe in going to war against
And
Russia?
they don't go to war.
So they could be a conscientious objector?
The whole reason for being of the United States of America is you can find it in the Declaration of Independence, and that says basically everyone is allowed
So-
to pursue their own happiness.
So you said that
Okay?
you said that's how the
It's
you.
a country of individuals.
Okay.
It isn't a collectivist country.
So you're saying the founding fathers? That's how they set it up.
That's right.
Don't you know those same founding fathers? They all were in war with the British. When they all were in war with British, they all picked up arms against the British.
And they put up their own fortunes. They
Yeah,
did everything.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. But they didn't force people to join them.
You don't think so?
No. 90.
Were you around back then?
90%.
Because I was around back then.
90% of the people opposed the war. 90% of the people were
Well,
in favor.
I'll tell you-
were in favor of the British staying there.
That
for
is
choice.
that is one thing that you and I agree. I think the United States need to stop being the policeman on the world, and we got enough problems over here that we need to take care of before we go take care of somebody else's problem.
Yeah.
You know, mind your own business.
I'm just saying if Russia blew up New York, that's all I was saying.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, if someone doesn't believe that they should go to war, they shouldn't do it. They shouldn't be forced to do it. We shouldn't have it.
So you're
like
saying
to round
so this is what you're saying. You're saying that other people should fight for you, but you can't fight for yourself. That's what you're saying.
Well,
So that's what you're saying. No, that's what you're saying. You're saying I don't want to do it because either A, I don't have the cojones to do it, or B, I just don't fucking feel like doing it. But you know, you go fight for my freedom. I'm gonna sit back here and just hang out because I don't believe in fighting. That's what you're saying.
No.
That's what you're
No,
saying.
I'm not.
Then what are you
Okay,
saying?
well then-
So when you figure it's time for you to pick up arms in defense of yourself and your country, when is the time for you to do something like that?
Okay, let's look at.
Now you're talking about a combat vet now.
Do it next
Okay?
time. Okay, we have an excellent case of that right now.
When?
Right today.
Answer the question. When do you feel that it's time for you to pick up
Okay.
arms and go to
Well,
war?
he's too old for that now. So.
Okay,
Instead of everybody else fighting the war for you.
yeah, okay.
Because you don't have the
Okay,
cojones.
We have, well, that's the assumption made.
That-
But
okay,
let's-
then explain
we
to
have
me.
We have that case
Uh-huh.
right today.
Right.
That the court in Oregon has way overstepped its boundaries and is changing the sentence of people that have already served their sentence. And
No.
there are people going up there to fight against overreach of government. Okay, are we there? Should we
You're
go
not
there?
answering the question.
That-
Let me bring
That's
it.
that's a worse attack than anything.
All right, all right. Let me bring it.
New York.
Let me bring it down. Somebody punches you in the face. What are you going to do? Be Jesus and turn the other cheek, or are you going to fight back?
It will depend on the situation.
Somebody punched you in your face.
It depends on
Walked
the
up to you and just punched you in your face. What are you going to do?
If If that,
There is no depend on the situation. I just gave you the situation. They punch you in the
I'd
face.
be unconscious by then.
No, you're not
That's
unconscious.
People sucker punch.
Oh my God! So you wouldn't do shit.
Well, what can you do?
I would get the fuck up and beat the crap out of them. That's what I'll do.
Fine.
You wouldn't do that?
I don't know. I've never had a fight in my life. And so
Then that explains everything. Then.
Okay.
Jeez.
But that's what has to happen. Is that we don't have to have all these fights.
So you're saying that you would rather somebody fight for you, but you can't fight for yourself.
We're all saying that.
No. I'm talking about you.
In Oregon.
No, I'm talking about you. You, Ed.
And we're talking about yourself.
I'm-
Why aren't you up in Oregon?
What?
Why aren't you out?
Have you taken a look at my military record?
Yeah, what does that have to do with anything? Today is the fight.
No.
Today is
Listen
the
to.
confrontation.
Wait a minute.
with the
So
federal government.
this question is coming from somebody that has never had a fight in his life, that never been to combat. You're gonna tell me why I'm not up in fucking Oregon? Really?
Yeah, right.
Why weren't you in goddamn Kuwait when I was fucking fighting? Why weren't you in Kuwait? Why weren't you in Panama when I was fucking fighting? Where were you then? See, that's a stupid fucking question. Answer the question. Would you rather people to fight wars for you because you don't have the cojones to fight
Okay.
for yourself?
Okay.
That's the question.
Okay.
That's the question. Answer the
Let's
question.
turn this question upside down. Okay?
I'm done with this
What were
question.
what were you doing in Panama in an undeclared war? That war was totally illegal, and yet they convinced these young guys to go down there.
Well, then
No,
answer
no,
the-
Wave their
no. That's
guns
not
around
true.
and
That's not
play
true.
high and
That's not
music
true.
in
He
front of
went to
them.
Panama to kidnap Noriega and bring it back away.
And how many people did they kill? 9,000 people.
When they pick up Noriega, no, nobody
they
was.
did.
Nobody was killed.
Oh,
They
yeah,
kidnapped him and brought it back
Oh,
here.
yeah.
You
Just
know,
like that.
the same way
Here
they,
was the person that was there. Let him answer the question.
the same way that they did it with.
How can someone who believes in the Constitution of the United States go into an illegal war? A war that is not declared by the Congress. That's illegal. It's against the Constitution.
It wasn't called
we
a
have
war.
the obligation to fight domestic as well as international.
You know it wasn't called a war.
No, and Noriega wasn't an enemy of this
You
country.
know it
But
wasn't.
the people that sent the soldiers into Panama,
You-
they're enemies of this country.
You know it wasn't called a war. It was called a conflict.
Oh.
And you do
Let's go what?
Oh.
conflict.
Oh.
And you do
And
understand.
that's Vietnam was called a conflict,
And-
and 3 million people.
Well, this is coming from somebody that never had a fucking fight in his life. And you do
There was no need for it.
and you
There
do.
was no need. to-
Jesus fought, okay, and he's a godly soul. And we'll check this out.
Turn the tables of the people right there.
Well,
not
well,
the foreigners. He didn't attack the Samaritans. He attacked the Jewish.
Oh man,
Sanhedrin.
you're moving from.
There's a big difference. People are willing to.
How did we even get into this topic, anyways?
In the weeds.
People are willing to go kill people that are different from them, but they're not willing to go take care of these assholes that are creating these illegal acts.
What I wanted to say is that the President of the United States has 90 days to put Marines anywhere in the world without the act of Congress.
That is not what that is.
I'm
not
just saying that's
what
how-
the Constitution says.
that's
that
why-
may be some law that's
Well,
been created afterwards.
probably
and,
was.
and it's unconstitutional.
You are listening to the Ed Yuling Show. You listen to the Ed Yuling Show on RadioTribune.com.
And if anybody has any stress or anything and they want to punch on somebody, go punch on Ed because he will not punch you back.
But that's not fun. That's not fun. You have to punch somebody, then he's gonna punch back, so you can punch it again. Remember that the one that punched first punched twice. I love that.
You love one.
Punch twice. You know.
So-
but anyway,
Well, since
Steve,
he's not going to talk about Panama,
no, let's talk about
the next subject.
let's talk about North Las Vegas. What is
Yeah,
going-
let's talk about North Las Vegas.
What's going on now with North Las Vegas? What do you think is going to happen with Josh Ramsey and
Well,
How can we help the Tribune can help to get that Sandra Morgan out of the picture?
well, I have filed several complaints against Morgan, the Nevada Commission on Ethics. And you know what? NRS 286, they're supposed to investigate that. And they sent me back a letter said they have no jurisdiction. I almost fell off my chair. I'm like, are you
Typical.
fucking
That's
kidding me?
typical.
Yes.
That's typical.
But I did file with the state bar, so maybe something will happen there because she violated so many open meeting laws and so many ethical laws. It's just amazing. But as far as North Las Vegas and Sandra Morgan is concerned, I don't think the Supreme Court is going to rule that you could recall a sitting judge, because if they do that, that's going to open up a Pandora's box for every single judge in this state, including their own jobs. They're including their own jobs. There has never been a judge recalled in this state, and there has never been a judge recalled in this country in over 40 years.
Really?
Yes. So I don't think they're going to do
Are
that.
you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
So have you printed that?
Um,
None in,
no,
in the country?
I might. I don't know if I did or not, but yeah, none in this country in over 40 years.
Really?
That includes all 50 states, just in case.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. And so we're waiting for the ruling?
Yeah, the ruling should come out. I believe it's probably going to come out after everybody starts to file, because they like to set things up around filing time.
When are they going to start filing?
January 15th to the 23rd, I think, or it stops the 15th. I forget, something like that. I didn't look, but I know it's the
And so
end of
you
January,
think there's going to be a Supreme Court ruling?
saying that they're not going to recall her.
They're not going to permit it.
Right.
Okay. I have one question about this. How did so many signatures get validated so quickly?
That's also
unlike any other
that was
recall election,
yeah, that was also in
it's-
question too.
That's because
Okay.
David Thomas is very energetic and very.
I heard he put $5,000 of his own money in the Sandra Morgan campaign.
Oh, please.
That's what I
I
heard.
doubted that he
Okay,
put any money of
Who
his own.
counted? Who looked at those signatures?
Well, it's supposed to be the voter register
The registrar of of Clark County.
or of the city of North Las Vegas.
Well, which one?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Because that's just impossible.
I also turned Morgan over to the voter register of Clark County too, Joe Gloria, because she has all these signs up and there's no election.
But
There's no
you were
election.
supposed to sign.
But there's no election. Judicial candidates have a set of canon laws that I was talking about earlier
Yeah.
that they have to follow.
Okay, and so that is not going to be on the ballot, is what you're saying.
No, I don't think so.
But because of the Supreme Court ruling.
They got to wait for the Supreme
Yeah,
Court
okay.
ruling.
But why not attack it at the base level, the quality of the.
And it doesn't even make any sense,
signatures?
because if they go after, she only has like a year and a half left. She's up in 17, I think. Her seat is up in 17. She's
Yeah,
a
right.
municipal. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a waste of money.
Okay, so can you give us more details? Like, why is the city doing this?
Because they don't like her.
And why?
The mayor don't like her.
Because the city like to control every
Yeah,
employee.
and she wasn't playing. She wasn't playing in the sandbox.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? Okay, in what way?
Well, the mayor wanted like $1 million of judicial funding money to do some project, and she said no, and need both judges to sign off on it, and she wouldn't sign off on it. That was one of the reasons, but they took the money anyways, because the judicial funding is different from the administrative funding, and the mayor is part of the administrative, not the judicial.
Well, that's one thing we have to change.
Also, the mayor want to control the money from the court, and the money on the court should stay in the court. That's another.
But
thing.
but he took it anyways.
He
Okay.
did.
Yeah, he did take it. It was like almost $1 million. Yeah.
That's one of the problems, that they find people and the people that are finding the people get to use the money.
Right.
Also another
System.
another thing is that Sandra Morgan was blackmailing the city, and she was not signing the warrants.
Well.
She was not signing.
There's a thing called failure to appear.
Search warrant.
FTP's if it was failure to appear. If you have a failure to appear for your court hearing, right? And you have a failure to appear for your court hearing, you get a warrant for your arrest now because you failed to appear.
Right.
So what they were doing, they were using the stamp from a
previous-
deputy city attorney who hasn't been employed with them for months.
And who
And
was
they-
the deputy city
I forget his name.
Okay.
So they were using the stamp, which is illegal. So when Ramsey noticed the stamp of this deputy city attorney that wasn't employed anymore, that means that failure to appear is irrelevant. That means you can't get a warrant for arrest because
Yeah.
this failure to appear is irrelevant. But the other judge, Hofkin, he was
But they both Mormons.
he was arresting people on it anyways. Yeah, they're both LDS. Yes.
They're both. Ramsey is-
Hofkin and the mayor.
The mayor
Oh,
and
they're both LDS. I mean, I know.
Some people say that might have a reason why the camaraderie is so great because of they have the same religious base.
that is.
Okay, so, but what I'm saying is there's a basic defect in our laws that permit these agencies and the police and the courts to find people, and then they use the money. The government uses the money.
Yeah.
That should be in a totally separate fund.
It's a
It should
big
go to
business.
Pay the national debt, or it should be raffled off to
Raffled
nonprofit organizations. You can't
Hmm.
have the state finding people.
But she
making
refused.
an accusation.
She
collecting
refused
the
to-
money and using the money.
She
You'll
refused.
never get a fair.
She
trial.
refused to enforce the warrant. She refused because the warrant was not signed
Invalid.
Yeah, right,
properly.
yeah, right.
And
But I'm just saying. there's
she
a-
said, "I'm not gonna sign anything until I become city attorney." And she forced the city to make her city attorney, probably advised by David Thomas. That's all it was. I was surprised that he didn't
But
have-
I'm just saying, we need a basic change in the way we do things.
I was surprised that he took so long to try to take over the North Las Vegas court. I was surprised. I've been fighting David Thomas for the last 7 years.
Yeah.
You know, since Lou Tumin was running for something and hired him to be elected, and he didn't do nothing. And one day we was having lunch, the three of us at the Golden Nugget, and I asked Lou, I said, "Why do you paying this guy that you have to do the job that he's supposed to be doing?"
Yeah.
And he got pissed off, get up, and left the table.
Oh.
And since that day, that was it.
Okay.
Judge Diane Sullivan, you know, that we endorsed when we was doing endorsements, she told me, I was with Judge Pollack at the regional, just at the county building, and I asked her to be in my show, and she said, "I will." And I said to her, "Who is your campaign manager?" She said, "David Thomas." And I said, "Oh, he would never let you go into my show." And she said, "He worked for me. I'm the candidate."
Right.
And she never showed up. She never did anything.
Yeah, right.
And so David Thomas control scared those people.
How can we make David Thomas's association with the campaign toxic to that person's candidacy?
Well, all these judges and attorneys, they have a judicial obligation to turn him in to the state bar once they read that email that you saw,
Okay.
and they did not. So they're in violation of the
So
canon
why
laws
can
as
you-
well.
So we file.
You could
complaints?
file bar complaints against all of them.
Why can you continue pushing that thing and put the email again in the paper and said, why are these people are not doing their job?
Oh, I pushed it again. Matter of fact, I boosted on Facebook. It's got about 20,000 hits already. To just the Las Vegas, yeah.
The email.
And
So,
another way,
you got to educate people, and that's what
how
I'm
do
trying
we
to do.
it? How do we
Well, you
educate-
could take that
how do we
email.
get that? Okay.
Well, Rolando could take that email the way it
Yes.
is and put it smack right in the
Las
Tribune.
Vegas Tribune.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and say, see for yourself.
yeah.
Here's his
Okay,
email.
and what else can we do? What else?
Well, one thing we
have
can
to-
do-
We have to create.
We
a
got 2
situation
minutes. We got 2
where
minutes
we-
left.
We stigmatize these people that are doing this.
We got 2 minutes left. Can I continue with my show?
Should we give you permission to continue, Steve?
Absolutely.
We need to find people that want to run for judge that are not controlled by David Thomas and put all our efforts and putting new people in there. We should do that with the county commissioners.
Yeah.
They
That's
should
right.
be new
We should.
people.
That's right.
You know, I was listening to somebody the other day or read somewhere, then Woodbury was there for 28 years.
Yeah.
When did you ever see a county commissioner 28 years? You know, Harry Reid has been
And
there
they gave him a
for
freeway after him, and all he did
46
was build his law practice.
36 years. Harry Reid has been there. How can not he be powerful? How can not he make connection? How can he not do favor
Okay,
for
but how-
people?
What can we do to deal with this situation?
People need to wake up. People
Yeah, you got
need-
to educate
How do
people.
we wake people up? I think that's great news that 25,000 people have seen the memo.
Yeah, well, I'm
Set it
gonna
up,
I'm gonna
okay.
go into
Okay.
into
But
the
any other
Facebook.
ideas, we should put our brains together and figure out other ideas to do.
Okay, well, thank you, Steve, for being here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Mr.
You're
Yulin.
kicking him off?
Thank
Is
you,
that the
Mr.
way you treat your guests?
Thank you,
Kicking him
Mr.
off the program.
Thank you, Mr. Yulin, for running my
You're
show
kicking
today.
him.
You know, and
Yes, thank you, Ed.
Mr. Feeley, for
Good
being
to
so
sir.
quiet and
Yes.
so.
About that.
You
I
know,
couldn't get a word in edgewise.
Yeah.
Gee,
I know when I'm beat.
I'm sorry we ignore you. I didn't mean to.
No problem.
Anyway,
It was a fascinating
thank you very
discussion.
much for
It was
listening.
I
fascinating.
wish we had a 3-hour show.
I know. Don't stay tuned because Steve Dempsey is coming in with a wake up call, and 2 o'clock, Clark Feeley with the herd,
What?
the herd.
The herd?
Was you-
It's like a herd of cattle?
No,
The box.
herd.